Often misunderstood and definitely underutilized, Facebook Insights provide a fantastic way to judge the performance of your Facebook page, monitor your competitors, and assess the success of your individual posts. So let's take a quick look at the insights. Facebook Insights are constantly being updated, and the latest iteration adds this new section at the top to the overview. Going down the left hand side, we can see we have several options: overview, likes, reach, page views, actions on the page, posts, video, people, and a very new setting which is local. Let's look at the overview first. So at the top of the overview section, you'll see we get 4 sections of data. Sometimes this will be 5 or even 6 depending on what's happening on your page. Top left, you can see the last 7 days. We can change that option to today, yesterday, last 7 days, or last 28 days. So reach. If you ever wonder what any of these sections mean, Facebook handily provide these little information buttons. Just hover your cursor over and it'll give you a brief description. So reach is a number of people your posts have reached, plus likes, comments, shares, and more. So we can see here between the 1st of March and the 7th of March, we reached 1,872 individual people. That's up 95% on the previous 7 days. If we were to change this to 28 days, you'd see it's slightly changed. We've got some extra options, but we can see that between the 9th of February and the 7th of March, we reached 7,977 people. That was down 69% on the previous 28 days. Remember, whichever section you've got here, whether it's today, yesterday, or 7 days or 28 days, your comparison will be against that period. Back to 7 days. So interestingly, we can see that our reach is up 95%. That's because we've been posting a lot more recently on our Facebook page. However, engagement is down 14%. And that will be because of the quality and the engagement on each of those individual posts that we're putting out. Again, this is a time to check the posts and see what type of engagement you're getting. In that same period, we've got 4 page likes, which is up 300% on the previous period. Remember, that's the previous 7 days. Actions on page is 0. Interestingly, this is a number of clicks on your page contact info, or whatever you decide to call that call to action button. It can be a link to videos, or it can be a link back to your website, or several other things. And then finally, because we are posting videos, we see this little videos section. And we can see that we've had 553 video views in this last 7 days. That's a rolling 7 days. However, that's down 25% on the previous 7 days. And you can see here a video doesn't count as being viewed unless it's been viewed for at least 3 seconds. Down to the next section, we get a quick snapshot of the 5 most recent posts. We use this as a quick indicator to see how the posts are doing. We can see we've got a mixture of posts from a standard image, from links, video. If we want to, we could click at the bottom and see all posts, but we prefer to do that when we go onto the post section over here on the left. Next, we can see the reach of those posts. Remember, we discussed reach earlier. These are the unique people that had that post appear on their Facebook timeline. And we can see, if we go in terms of reach, that this latest post here is doing the best. However, more important than reach is engagement. And if we look at engagement, it could be one of these two definitely doing the best. So this post at the top, which was published yesterday, had 10 blue, which if we look at the top is post clicks, and 9 reactions, comments and shares. The one below it had 17 post clicks, but only 4 reactions, comments and shares. If we want to go into more detail, we just click on the text of the post. And we can see briefly what the video looks like. We can see a total of how many minutes were watched, how many unique viewers watched that. So we can see from this we had 32 in total. Total number of video views is 39, so the difference there means that about 7 people watched it a few extra times. 10-second views we had 27, and the average completion in percentage of the video was 38%. All of these can all be clicked in for further detail. If we click on the post itself at the top, we can then have a look at how the post actually performed in its own. So this is outside of the video. So it reached 138 people. The video was played 39 times. There was a total of 4 likes, comments and shares. There's the 4 likes. They were all on the post. None were on the share, because we can see it just wasn't shared. There were 17 post clicks, one of which was a click to play, as we can see here, and then 16 were other clicks, and these can be clicks on the page title or to see more or on links within the post. So that post performed okay. Let's have a look at this one, which had high post clicks but much higher reactions, comments and shares. If we go into this one, a little bit of fun we had in the office, we can see again it reached 220 people. There was 9 likes, comments and shares. 6 likes in total, they were on the post. 3 comments again were all on the post, and we had 10 post clicks, 2 to click to see the full photo and 8 again of the other clicks. Below we can see there was 1 piece of negative feedback. That means 1 person hid that image. So that is the 5 most recent posts. Down at the bottom we also have a section called Pages to Watch. You can add other Facebook pages from local area or nationally or internationally that you can keep an eye on. This is handy to keep an eye on your competitors and how their Facebook pages is performing, or to keep an eye on some of the brands that you've worked with. So for instance here we can see that it always sorts this list out by total page likes, and we can't change that unfortunately. We can see here percentage growth in that from last week. Blooming Social Media was 1%, Liccardo was slightly down, Buildbase was slightly up, Rain Marketing was up, Blue Geeks Web Design no movement, and Yeovil Innovation Centre went up 18.2%. We can see there's not a lot of poster engagement. It seems to us that this is a very new page. What is interesting is this final field, which is engagements. So again, we're talking about reactions, comments and shares. So you can see that Blooming Social Media got 40 engagements, Liccardo got 0, Buildbase Yeovil got 34, Rain Marketing got 4, Blue Geeks Web Design got 0, and Yeovil Innovation Centre got 0. It's all about engagement. Reach is nice, but engagement is more important. So that is a very quick overview. That is something that we dip into each and every day. The rest of the detail, which I'm going to show you now, is something we'll go into perhaps once a week. First, let's look at likes. Likes, of course, are an important metric for many businesses, and the likes section allows you to analyse where those likes are coming from and how your growth is. So let's look at the top first. So daily data is recorded in Pacific time zone. That's not important. What is important is the section of time you're choosing. You've got several options: 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter. We would suggest 1 month being the default view. You can set it over a period that you specify also. So we can see here page likes as of today. We can also see where the growth is. So if we want to look where we were on the 8th of February, we just hover our cursor over that section on the grid. Want to see where we were just a few days ago, again just hover over that section. If we want to see total page likes, we can see average over the last period and average over this period, showing some growth. Net likes. So this small chart gives you an idea of where your likes are. So we can see we've had a couple of unlikes, which most pages will experience, and we've had some organic likes, which are these, and at the moment no paid likes. At this section, Facebook do offer an opportunity here to do some Facebook advertising to increase the likes on your page. If you want to just see each one of those sections, we just click on the right here. The third section down, you can find out where your likes happened. So to find out if they came on the page, just click on the page on the right. Uncategorized, they don't know where they came from, but it was definitely from a desktop computer. Uncategorized mobile, exactly the same, they don't know where it came from, but they know it was on mobile. Page suggestions, and then others. That's the like section. Again, it's not a section we use an awful lot, but it's just a little indicator to see how your page is doing. Next, reach. The reach section is broken down into 4 or 5 sections, and again we can filter how we want to view this: 1 week, 1 month, or a whole quarter. At this stage we're going to look at just a month. As we go down, we can see total post reach. You'll notice this large spike here in 2 different colours, the yellow and the orange. That's because we had some Facebook advertising running at the time, and you can see the light colour yellow is the organic reach and the orange is the paid reach. If we want to separate the two out, just click on the right. You'll notice that in the last period both paid and organic is higher. You'll always notice that if you're running some paid advertising, you will get increased organic reach also. If we want to look at reactions, comments and shares for the same period, we can see exactly what's happening. Remembering, reactions were only launched in the last few weeks. If I want to just see reactions, just click it. Last period was 5, this period is 9. That's because people are now getting used to them. Comments, slightly increased this period, and shares, again slightly increased this period. This is an important section. You're looking to increase reactions, increase comments and increase shares. This is all about engagement rather than reach. Next session we talk about hide, report as spam and unlikes. So any actions where people don't like it and hide a post or report a post as spam or unlike your page means the amount of people you're going to reach decreases. However, your audience will change. We have noticed across many pages that we manage that people are more likely to unlike a page, for instance, if you over post on that page. So looking on the right, we've had no hide posts, no hide all posts, no report spam, and a couple, no unlikes. So just those simple little hides, but nothing important. And we've got total reach. So this is the number of people who were served any activity from your page. This can be a post by your page to other people, posts like adverts, mentions and check-ins. So again we can see the paid and organic here. Change it to organic. Again we can see reach is considerably down, and that's because we've not been doing any paid in this period. That is the reach section. Page views. Again, we can filter by week, month and quarter. We're going to settle on month. And we can see in this section how many times your page has been viewed. So on February the 9th, 25 views. On February the 13th, 17 views. And you can get a feel for when your peaks and troughs are. Of those people that viewed your page, you can now start to break them down. Whether they're on home page, your timeline, other areas of your page, the about section, the photos or the videos. We can look by age and gender. So we can see that our page is considerably favoured by the male rather than female. And we'll notice there's one set as other because someone has not defined their gender. We can also do country. At this stage data is unavailable because it's such a small period. By city, again unavailable, and by device. So you can see there's considerable change. More than double the amount of people came to the Blooming Social Media Facebook page via a mobile. And then top sources. At the moment there's not enough data. So that's the page views section. Actions on page. For this to be of any value, as you can see here, you need a rather large Facebook page in the thousands. But what you can do is find people are clicking on different sections, such as get directions, click on phone numbers, website clicks, and call to action. Call to action, as we said before, is an area you can set yourselves. And you can see here we've had one person in the period click the call to action. Again, we can break all that data down. However, because we have such a small sample, that's unavailable. The section that we use the most is the post section. So this has got an awful lot of data on, and it's important to know how you're going to use that data. So firstly, when your fans are online, as you can see here. So we can see through the days a week, we're pretty steady. But if we were to say the best paid data post is going to be either the Wednesday, the Friday or the Saturday. In terms of time of day, we can see that we really don't want to post in this period between midnight and perhaps even 7 AM. Once we get to 8 AM, then we've got pretty steady, and our high period is after 6 PM in the evening up until about 10 PM. On the overview, you remember we're able to look at the top, the most recent 5 posts. In this section we can see all the posts we've ever done, but we can also sort the table. So for instance, I can sort by publish date, I can sort by reach and engagement. So let's sort by reach. Click on reach once and give it time to refresh. So you can see now that it's going back in time, and we can see the post that got the most reach down to the post that got the least reach. If I want to sort by engagement, and remember what I said, engagement is far more important than reach. Click the engagement and we get 2 options. We can have it by clicks or reactions, comments and shares. We're going to click on reaction, comments and shares. Give it a second to sort, and there you go. So we can see this post here had very good reach. It was a video, and in terms of engagement it had 407 clicks on the post and 99 reactions, comments and shares. To really break that down, we just click on the blue text of the post and get more data. Because this is a video, we get the extra video data. If we go back into the post, which will be available on every type of post, we can see from this straight away that we reached 5,345 people. Out of that, 1,860 video views were attained, and we achieved 99 likes, comments and shares. But how do those likes, comments and shares break down? We had 68 total likes. 27 of those, as we can see down here, were on the actual post, but we achieved another 41 likes on the shares of that post. The post itself had 22 comments. 17 of those were on the post, 5 were on shares. And in terms of shares, it received a total of 9 shares, 8 shares directly off the post, and then 1 of the shares was shared again. The post itself was clicked 407 times. 60 of these clicks were clicks to play the video. There was no link clicks, and we had 347 other clicks. If you remember, other clicks are things like the page title or to see more of the text. You'll also notice on this post that we had organic and paid. Because we saw the post was performing, we'll give it a slight boost to extend its reach and engagement. Let's sort by reach. You'll notice that this post is all organic, and some of the posts below are a mixture of organic and paid. Now this is the greatest reach we've received on a post so far. Let's have a quick look and see how that did. So again, it was a video. there's no denying that video gets a lot more reach than any other type of post. We saw a total of 256 minutes have been viewed, 461 unique viewers, 533 total video views, 10-second views 189, and the average completion of that post is 6%, remembering that this post is 7 minutes and 7 seconds long. So if we look at the post itself, we can see the 16,647 people reached, 533 video plays, 16 likes, comments and shares. And again, we can break those down, so we can see 14 likes in total, 10 on the post, 4 on the share, and it was shared twice, both off the post. And we can see there's a total of 134 post clicks, 87 clicks to play and 47 other clicks. This section is especially useful for reviewing post performance. Where a post performs well, do more of that. Where it doesn't perform, do less. So as well as the when your fans are online, we've also got post types. Click on post types, we get an indicator of the average reach and average engagement across the types of media we're publishing. And we can see clearly that video gets higher reach, considerably higher reach, and considerably higher average engagement. This is because Facebook and their algorithm, the code that decides who sees what when you post to Facebook, heavily favours video content. We can also see that photos come in a close second, followed by links, shared video, so that's links out to YouTube videos, Vimeo and other video packages, and finally status updates. We can also exclude those posts that have been boosted or targeted, and you see it doesn't make a considerable difference to the results. And then finally on this section on the posts, we have top posts from pages you watch. So we can see how our clients are doing and which posts are getting the highest engagement. So we can see Buildbase and Rain Marketing, and the best performing post from the pages that we watch is this one by Buildbase. If we want to click into it, we can have a quick look, and there you can go. We can have a quick look at their engagements. Let's talk about the video section. Again, we can sort by week, month and quarter. Let's look at month. We can see that over the past month, between 7th of February and 8th of March, we've had 4,394 video views. Of those, you can see there's a mixture of organic and paid. We can see the last period, organic views were 63, and our average for the period now is 119. That's because we've been putting out a lot more video. And if we look at the paid section, you can see we've not done any paid in this new section, but we're still getting a lot more views. 10-second views. So of the total views, 4,394, 2,063 were in excess of 10 seconds. This is a good indicator that a post is reaching the right audience, remembering that videos play automatically in people's feeds on their mobile devices and on their desktops. So of the 10-second views, we can see organically, again, we're getting much higher 10-second views in this period. If we look at our top videos, it gives us the top 5. If we want to see more, we just click see more at the bottom, and we can see which videos have performed best. Now looking at the people section. So this is broken down into 3 sections: your fans, people reached and people engaged. So if we look at our fans, we can see we're slightly more towards men, and then we can break down those audiences, but it's not enough to worry about. We can also see below where those fans are based. So the majority is in the UK, and that's exactly what I would expect, and a good chunk of them are local. Again, exactly what I would expect. When looking at the language, don't worry too much about the English UK, English US. as long as it's English. That's what really matters. This probably goes on their computer settings, and if they haven't bothered to change it to UK, it's often set as English US. So there are fans. Let's have a look at who we reach and who we're engaged with. So people reached, you can see, is actually almost 50-50 and slightly different. So we are reaching a bigger female audience, but they don't seem to be becoming fans, and that's just the nature of our business. It's not something we worry too much about. Again, we can see where they are. Again, it's highly based in the UK, which is what I would expect, and highly based in Yeovil. Again, exactly what I would expect. And in terms of people engaged, we can see that we're actually engaging more with men. So yes, we're reaching more female, but actually the people that are liking or reacting to our posts are more male. And then finally, the local section. Now, a very new section, only been out a few weeks. Again, we can change that date range, 1 week, 1 month, 1 quarter. But something new. Within this section, we can now have a radius around the office location, 50 meters or 150 meters, as you can see on the map. So what does this whole section mean? Well, basically it gives us a very localized visual representation of who we're hitting and who we're engaging with. So we can see the trend of people on Facebook within a selected radius or date range. Where this is really interesting is if you service your customers at your location. So if you are retail, for instance, food, drink, or an event place such as a theatre or cinema, this data will be really useful. So we can see that most of the people nearby are men aged between 25 and 34, and they are locals. Now this is just fascinating, as the road outside the office, as you can see here, Henford Hill, is a main link between the two different sides of Yeovil if you want to go around the outside, but also links out to Dorchester. The busiest time is between 5 and 6 on a Friday, and I imagine that's people commuting their final commute at the end of the week. Our adverts that we've distributed within the period, we can see that on Friday the 15th our ads reached 26.2% people on Facebook within 150 metres of the business. Now if you're a local cafe, restaurant, cinema, theatre, that would be an excellent way to advertise very locally to your business. And we can see those adverts there. We can also see people nearby by hour, and this fits exactly what we'd expect, and watching the traffic on the road outside. Traffic does often snarl up outside the office, and people do sit on their phones in the traffic. We do see that out of the window. We can have a look at weekly. So again, we can see Friday stands out from the crowd. We can have a look at overall, so you can see their overall picture, and we can see check-ins when people are checking into this page. That is mostly people that work in the office. And we can also have a look at demographics. So we can look at age firstly. So the age group is really, the two major age groups are 18 to 24 and 25 to 34, but there is also an impact with 35 to 44. Gender, we can see it's mostly men. Home location, we can see 97% of those people live locally, and 3% are travelling. Now that's fascinating, and something that a lot of local businesses can make use of. And finally, age and gender, we can see we're slightly, as we suspected, slightly more male orientated. So that's the local section. Not useful for every business, but definitely useful if you service businesses at your location. So a few things to remember about the Facebook Insights. The important thing is that you check them to see how you're performing, so you can make changes to your posting regime and the type of post you're sharing, so you can increase your engagement, which in turn increases your reach, which in turn increases the growth of your page likes. That's my brief introduction to Facebook Insights. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a shout. Take care.